How we go, guys? So I've not done a video in a while, so I thought I'd bring them back in today, and what I'm going to look at is why you should stop using the scale to judge the success of your fat loss. So it's very common with clients, and it's a frustration that when I'm on the coaching calls you get to hear. They always bring up the scale weight. It's not going down, it's not moving. Now I understand that as a society we're probably conditioned to use the scale weight to determine successful or non-successful dieting. It's a metric that everyone kind of understands. You know, you can tell your friend, I've lost 7 pounds. It probably means something to them. Whereas if you go, my body fat percentage has come down, so what? Doesn't really mean a lot to the wider population. The problem is that people get too caught up with the scales not moving, and they're blinded by the progress that they are actually making because the scale weight isn't moving as they would expect or want. So firstly, fat loss and weight loss are not mutually exclusive. One can happen without the other. What you've got to try and rationalize and remember that if you are genuinely in a calorie deficit, your body fat will be coming down. That's not always going to be visible on the scales, and sometimes it's not always going to be visible through progress pictures. But if you are truly in a calorie deficit, which you are creating through reducing your calorie intake and increasing your activity level, then you will be losing body fat, irrespective of what the scales are telling you. When it comes to fat loss as well, there's other things that we need to consider. So one would be changes in body composition. If your fat mass is coming down and your muscle mass is going up, there might not be that much movement in the scale. However, you are going to look drastically different, and you are going to be seeing fat loss and improvements in body composition, which again can make scale weight a little unreliable to judge. Another thing to consider as well is things that cause weight fluctuations that have absolutely nothing to do with a gain in body fat. Just to list a few off: glycogen replenishment, water retention, sodium, stress, muscle soreness, menstrual cycle, intestinal storage. There's 7 things we've just listed off there that would change the scale weight, but none of them would be fat gain. So you have to remember, if you are not in a calorie surplus, you cannot accumulate body fat. Mass can't just generate from nothing. Energy and mass are interchangeable, and you need an additional amount of energy to create fat mass gain. So I understand entirely that when it's your own journey, the emotional connection that you have with your results and your progress, or your perceived lack of progress in terms of scale weight, is hard to look past rationally. But always go back to that fact: if you are knowingly in a deficit, body fat mass will be coming down. I hope that helps, guys. If you have any questions about this, drop it in the comments below, message me directly. I will be happy to help. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.